Alright, I promise this is my last video for the day. So, Tucker Carlson went on his show and, as usual, said something really stupid and really racist. So, he went on his show and started decrying how President Biden appointed 22 black women judges to federal posts. Now, his claim is that he only appointed 5 white men. Interestingly, he doesn't give a fuck about white women, but, well, we can't expect him to not be sexist as well. So, he was saying how it's illegal, it's race-based hiring, and, the American Bar Association set him straight. Michael Steele, the former Republican National Committee chairman, also set him straight. It's like, what is wrong with this man? I mean, he also claims that what Biden is doing is not a reflection of America. The Biden administration is not a reflection of America. What the hell does he think America looks like? All white men? I mean, seriously. The reason that there were more black women appointed than white men wasn't because of racism. It was because there are mostly white men on the benches. I mean, it's really not that hard, unless you're racist, in which case, oh my God, let's just think about what's happening right now to me, because I'm all that matters, because, again, I just care about myself and my gender and my race, and who gives a fuck about anyone else? Alright, so, according to the American Bar Association, 70% of all lifetime appointed federal judges are male, and 78% are white. In addition, the organization said 16 states have no federal trial judges of color at all. And the problem only got worse under Donald Trump, who appointed the smallest share of non-white judges in more than 25 years, with no complaint from Carlson. Gee, I can't imagine why. So, this is what Michael Steele says. Tuckums, of 226 federal judges appointed by Trump, the total number of black people? 9. He says that in a high-pitched voice of someone awaiting puberty. I guess those white judges were race-based, illegal hiring that was not about looking like America, but punishing people. Putz. And about punishing people, Tucker Carlson actually claimed that the reason behind why Biden did this was because they're punishing those people who didn't vote for Biden, who happens to be an old white man. Okay, so an old white man is punishing his own race and gender because they didn't vote for him. I'm pretty sure plenty of them voted for him, Tuckums. Just because you think that you're a dying breed and you feel that you should be on some endangered species list, doesn't mean that is the case. Your people who think like you might be a dying breed and should be on the endangered species list, well, actually, no, they shouldn't. Because who the hell wants to deal with old white bigots? No, Tuckums, that is not the way the world works. And yes, it does reflect America, because America isn't composed of mostly white men. First off, if you want to talk about just the white race, there are more women than men. That's just the way it works. More women than men exist. And now we're dealing with... Now, let's actually look this up. United States demographics. Alright, demographics by race. Alright. The percent of women, just women, is 50%, 50.5%. Now, when we talk about race and Hispanic origin, white alone is 75.8%, and black or African American alone is 13.6%. So, this is actually putting that more into the proper dimensions, it sounds like. So, yeah, this is actually showing more diversity. The only thing, if I had to criticize Biden, is that no Asians have been appointed, and no Native Americans. So so yeah, you can challenge him on race, just not in the way you think. This isn't about the country looking like a bunch of white men. And from what Tucker says, there were no white women appointed either, which there should be more white women then. So he has a point, just not the point he is trying to make. He thinks that white men should rule the world, and they don't. They just don't. The way the U.S. is made up today, it's not all white men, and it's entirely possible the dipshit thinks that you have to own property in order to be someone. He probably wants to go back to the founding, when black people were slaves, only white people who could own property, who owned property could vote. He probably wants to go back to that shit, because what the hell, Tucker? I mean, yeah, you could make criticisms, just make them legit. There's nothing legit about this. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I don't think he said anything else that is newsworthy. Let's see. Oh, wow. A New York Times reporter wrote that Carlson's Fox News show may be the most racist show in the history of cable news. That is saying so much. So, anyway, let's see. Let me look at these statistics. Currently sitting federal judges 1,407. White men 779, which makes it 55.4%. Black women 63.4.5%. So yeah, like I said, if you want to make it proportional, maybe the proportions aren't completely correct, because we're dealing with white men and black women. But I can assure you, black women do not make up 4.5% of the population. Let me bring up that statistics again. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Race and Hispanic origin. Okay, so white alone is 75.8%. Black or African American alone, and this doesn't account for gender, 13.6%. American Indian or Alaska Native alone, 1.3%. Asia alone, 6.1%. Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander alone, 0.3%. And then they go into mixed races. Let's see, Hispanic or Latino percent is 18.9%. Okay, and then white alone, not Hispanic or Latino, is 59.3%. So before it was including white Hispanics and just white people without being Hispanic, 59.3%. So if you go back to the percentages, white men 55.4%. And so maybe it's a bit lower, but I don't know what the gender breakdown is. Let's see if I can find that. I don't know if they have that. Let's see. No, they don't have both race and age and gender together. So unfortunately, we can't do it that way. But still, he's just trying to get the percentages to be more accurate to how these races and genders are reflected in the US population. So, yeah, Tucker might wish that the nation was mostly white men and white women just, sat at home while the white men did all the work. Um, that's not the way the world works, so sorry, Tucker. And with that, I think I'm done with this video. So I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow.